Are narcissists afraid of love? Well, if you're talking about courtney love, she can look pretty frightening at times, I suppose, to some people. So certain narcissists might well be afraid of that love. But more realistically, we're talking about the emotion, love. So are narcissists afraid of love? Are we afraid of being a recipient of somebody loving us? Somebody providing us with emotional empathy through the act of love, whether it's that love that appears in a passionate way, wanting to take us to bed and engaging in Ugandan affairs, whether the manifestation of love is affectionate, the holding, the hugging, the kissing, the touching, whether it is doing the little things for that individual, looking after that person when they're unwell, providing financial support for that person, listening to them when they talk about their troubles. Is it the case that the narcissist is afraid of those manifestations of love? Of course not. We are not afraid of you loving us. Far from it. Your love is fuel, positive fuel, and therefore such loving behaviours provide us with fuel. And of course, where it is the love that comes from an intimate partner, its potency is increased. A mother's love, if one were to know such a thing, comes from a non-intimate secondary source and therefore is of moderate potency. But where it comes from a mistress, the other man, or the spouse, boyfriend or girlfriend, its potency increases. And where that love is provided in person, the kissing, the hugging, the holding, the words, the declaration, the breathy announcement of, I love you, all of that provides a huge amount of fuel to the narcissist from a very potent place. And therefore there is no issue with it whatsoever. Even if the love isn't of the passionate kind, the breathy declaration of love as I've just explained, but instead is the gestures of kindness, of affection, of caring, all those manifestations of love, they are also fuel. They signal that the individual is under control. So the provision of love by an appliance, whether it is mother, father, brother or sister, friend, another relative, or more usually, where love is thought of, in terms of a romantic partner, then no, the narcissist is not afraid of love. Give us all your love. Keep on loving us. Your love binds you to us, makes you easier to control. The manifestation of your love tells us that you are under control and, of course, provides us with that all-important fuel. So no, we are not afraid of being the recipient of your love. What then are we afraid to love? No, we are not. Of course, because we are narcissists, we are incapable of love because we have no emotional empathy. Lower and mid-range narcissists, as unaware narcissists, don't know that they lack that capability. When they tell you that they love you, they honestly believe it. But of course, because they're narcissists, they're incapable of it. And indeed, the behaviour that you later become party to, it demonstrates that what was shown to you at the beginning can't have been love, because if it was, that person then wouldn't go and treat you in an abusive and unpleasant way thereafter. Greater and ultra-narcissists realise and know that they don't love you, that it is a form of infatuation, but don't tell you this because it suits our purposes to have you believe that we love you, because then you're easier to control and you're more likely to provide us with the other elements of the prime aims. But we're not afraid to love you because, first of all, we're not actually loving you. And we're not afraid to show the manifestation of love because that's a manipulation. Whether it's saying to you, I love you, whether it is wrapping our arms around you, holding back your hair and rubbing your back while you vomit into the toilet bowl, whether it is providing for you through employment, whether it is doing our share of the chores, whether it is bringing you a cup of coffee in the morning while you lie in bed, all of the little gestures that are associated with love, whether it is buying those bouquets of flowers, whether it is the ostentatious gifts, the standing beneath a balcony in the pouring rain reciting poetry. Oh, we do false love very, very well indeed. We do the manifestation of what people have mistakenly see as romance. No, what we do is we love you long and hard. Indeed, some of our kind indeed love you long time. But it isn't love. We're not afraid of loving you, because we're incapable of it anyway. And even that aside, we have no difficulty with the manifestation and representation of love, because it is a key method of bringing you under control. It's what the seduction is all about. If anything, we are the experts at love. Not your kind of love, but giving the idea of love. The hallmark version, if we might call it that. So we are neither afraid to receive your love, and we're not afraid to give you what you think is love, but actually is not. What we do not like is intimacy. And that is what must be rejected. Now, of course, we will show intimacy and receive intimacy in the early stages as part of the necessity of bringing you under control, particularly where you are an intimate partner. And if you want to understand more about how we manage to do that and also why we must reject intimacy, then please listen to the video, Why the Narcissist Must Reject Intimacy. And I go into more detail about that there. But many people mistakenly believe that we as narcissists are not only afraid of being loved, that we are afraid to love. No. Of course, a narcissist will come out with some horse shit about, I'm scared to love you, typically uttered by one of those mealy-mouthed, walnut-shriveled, bald, mid-range narcissists. All part of the, oh, please don't hurt me, actually tell me that everything's going to be all right so that I know that you are under control and please give me some more fuel, which is what is happening in their unconscious. So a narcissist may well say to you, I'm scared to love you, or I always reject people who love me, or I can't handle love. It's all bollocks, and is just being said as part of a manipulation, either by way of pity play, provocation, form of projection, in order to assert control over you and draw more fuel from you. But it's just part of a manipulation, and don't fall into the trap of believing that it's genuine. When you've established that someone is a narcissist, that narcissist, dependent upon their school, will say and do practically anything in order to control you. And if that means saying, I'm frightened to love you because I think I've too much love to give, what utter bollocks. But the narcissist will come out with that because it sounds grand, doesn't it? And it makes the individual feel special. And of course, it instinctively appeals to the empathic traits of the empathic victim to think, oh dear, this poor soul is afraid to love. I can save them. The desire to heal and fix, the saviour cadre coming to the fore in order of taking this fragile, precious individual and helping them learn to love in an effective and pain-free manner, away from the fear. It is all a ruse, where it is a lesser or mid-range narcissist, an unconscious ruse, and in the unlikely event that a greater would ever come out with such bollocks, it's a conscious manipulation. But the narcissist is not afraid to love you. We don't actually. We just give you the appearance of doing so, and nor are we afraid to receive your love. Indeed, we need your love because it's fuel and a signal that you are very much under our control. What we don't want is the intimacy, and as I explained earlier, there is a separate video dealing with that. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.